Wages for the rank and file worker, I'm talking about the blue collar worker, the lower income earners as well, are rising at the quickest pace in more than 10 years. I would argue that is closer to 16 years by the government's own numbers that I pick apart. I would remind that rank and file that none of this happened under Democratic leadership. I would also remind, particularly the union workers, of what you union workers accomplished in 2016. What you accomplished is nothing short of amazing. Because what you did in 2016 is you said to your union bosses, I really don't care what you say I need to vote for and what you say I need to be giving my dues towards. I don't care. What I care is about having a job. I don't care about the party that gives me the job. I care about getting a job. I care about the odds of getting a job. I care about the industrial age here in America that we want to try to rekindle. And it's not going to happen through the party that you're telling me, union bosses, that I've got to vote for. The rank and file, which has seen, and I'm not talking about, these aren't all union workers, obviously, in these statistics, but they certainly played a huge part in this. I would say that between the union rank and file members, the members being strong enough and courageous enough to stand up to the union bosses and say, you know, you're riding a dead horse. We want to try to win a race, and we want to try to do better for our families. We actually want jobs. We don't want political clout with anybody. We just want a job. I would submit to them that you guys, you women and men and women, need to be still standing strong in 2020, in November 2020. You are going to have to push against the goad of your union bosses. Listen, maybe you can't control what they're doing with your dues. And maybe it's going to support the candidates that aren't going to care a lick about giving you a job. They don't even know how to create a job. They don't have a clue. We saw that from Hillary Clinton. We saw that from Barack Obama. So you got to keep doing what you're doing. But back to the statistic, those wages have been rising the quickest pace in more than 10 years. Even faster, those rates have gone up for their bosses. And this is a sign that the labor market is tightening. Yes, that can be an issue because that can create inflation. But the labor market is tightening sufficiently to convey even bigger increases to lower paid employees. Pay for the bottom out of all workers in the country. The pay for the bottom 25% of workers has gone up 4.5% for a year, the last 12 months. 4.5% in the lowest 25% of wage earners. This according to Atlanta Federal Reserve. Wages for the top 25% have risen 2.9%. You can listen to all the garbage media spin this any way they want to spin it. Let them spin it. Let them have the so-called experts that are so left-leaning they can barely stand up, and bring them in there and sit them down and let them make what they are saying sound rational because they deeply believe that they are speaking to a class of voters that has no common sense, no ability to reason, and no intelligence whatsoever. That sounds harsh. That's not coming from me. That's coming from the people in the media that are talking down to that lower 25% of wage earners. I would submit, you've heard me say this for the last it'll be 24 years in February. You've heard me say this for the last 24 years. The smartest people in the country are those people that have had their ear and their feet to Main Street, working hard, doing the jobs that some don't want to do, because they're the people that have survived because of their reasoning skills, their logic skills, and their skills to incorporate common sense into their everyday work. Hey, remember to click the subscribe button right here on the screen. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when new content is added. And more importantly than anything, you don't want to miss all 3 live hours of Financial Issues every day from 9 to noon. And you can watch it on FISM.tv. That's FISM.tv.